Before we hop into the video, I just like to say over 90% of you watching right now are not subscribed. I post amusement park content multiple times per week. Subscribers are what motivates me to make content, so if you like amusement parks and roller coasters, make sure you hit that red button down below. Every sub helps. Six Flags is the biggest amusement park chain in the United States. Six Flags has always been committed to adding as many new attractions to their parks as possible. However, many 2020 attractions are being pushed back to 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Some of the 2020 attractions will open in 2020, but most won't. In this video, I will be predicting the next new attraction coming to each Six Flags park. As of now, we don't know too much about how Six Flags future attractions will be affected by the pandemic, so anything I say here I could really see coming in 2022 or 2023. But first, I'll go over the attractions that we know will be coming in 2021. Laron will get Vipere, Great Escape, could be getting Adirondack Outlaw depending on the town approving it. Six Flags New England will get Supergirl Skyflyer. Six Flags Great Adventure will get Jersey Devil Coaster. Six Flags Darien Lake will get Wahoo Wave. Six Flags America will get Harley Quinn Spinsanity. Six Flags Great America will get Tsunami Surge. Six Flags St. Louis will get Catwoman Whip. Six Flags Over Texas will get Aquaman Power Wave. And Six Flags Discovery Kingdom will get Sidewinder Safari. That leaves Six Flags Magic Mountain, Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Six Flags Over Georgia, Six Flags Mexico, and Frontier City as the only parks not to have something currently planned to open in 2021. Those will be the first parks I'll predict because they'll be probably the first parks to get something brand new. First, I'll start with Six Flags Magic Mountain. Rumors have been going around that Magic Mountain will get an RMC Raptor, so that's what I'm going to predict. This makes a lot of sense because the park gets a lot of love from the chain and they get coasters every few years. I do think it will be a Jersey Devil clone because the coaster is on the other side of the country and it has better capacity than the other Raptors, so that makes a lot of sense for the park to get it. The next park is Six Flags Fiesta Texas. I am going to predict a water park expansion. It's been a little while since they had their last water park expansion, so 2021 seems about the right time for one. They already have a lot of water slides, but I think they could get something along the lines of a big family raft slide like Wahoo Wave coming to Darien Lake. Next up is Six Flags Over Georgia. I think Over Georgia will get a water park expansion as well. They haven't expanded the water park since they opened it in 2014, so I could see them getting a water coaster like many other parks have, or I could see them adding a lazy river or something of that nature as well. Next up is Six Flags Mexico. I'm going to predict they will get a family flat ride package. I could see them getting a Scrambler or a Zamperla Endeavor. I think it'll be along the lines of what Over Georgia got this year with some flat rides coupled with some park improvements. The final park that will not be getting an attraction that we know of in 2021 is Frontier City. Frontier City didn't get anything in 2020 because their partner water park got an addition. That's why I'm including them, because they had no assigned attractions. Frontier City hasn't benefited too much from being bought by Six Flags, so I don't see anything big coming here. I think they get some family rides, or maybe if they luck out, a Starflyer. But I'll go with family rides. As for what family rides, I'm not too sure. I would like to say they'd get an Endeavor, but I honestly don't think that'd be the best fit for them. But I'm sure Six Flags will figure something out. I wouldn't be surprised if they got a small family coaster in the near future by Zamperla, like a Wild Mouse or a clone of Moto Coaster. So from here on out, all the parks will be receiving their 2020 attractions in 2021. So that means anything I predict will not come until after 2021. The first park up is Six Flags Great Adventure. I'm predicting they'll be getting a new kids area because their old kids area is getting replaced by a Jersey Devil. I actually thought it was kind of funny when I figured out they were removing their kiddie area for an RMC, but in all seriousness, this park really needs a kiddie area. I think they could rebuild their kiddie coaster in that and build some fresh new rides. I think they'll theme it to DC Super Friends or something like that, but I definitely think this is a much needed addition because I really thought the kids area was one of their worst areas when I visited. Next up, we have Six Flags New England. A lot of people thought that 2020 would be the year for this park after they put out some teasers, but they ended up giving it an Endeavor that will be pushed back to 2021. But I am predicting their next attraction will be an S&S launch coaster as the park's next new ride. I think it'll be something on the smaller side, kind of like a small scale Max Force. The park is low on space, but I think they could find a place for it. I think a launch coaster would be a great fit because they don't have a launch coaster as of now. Next up is Great Escape. This park was very unfortunate because we don't know if they'll actually get Adirondack Outlaw, which looked like a more unique thrill ride for them. But beyond that, I'll doubt they get something big as their next ride. I think they'll probably get a big family raft slide, maybe like a wall slide what Darien Lake is getting. But this makes a lot of sense to me because Great Escape seems to alternate between dry park and water park editions, and their next attraction is lining up to be a water park edition. Next up, on the other side of the state, we have Six Flags Darien Lake. Now, this being my home park, I'm bound to be optimistic, but I'm not too sure what they'll actually get next. I'm going to predict a giant discovery. As I said, I'm being a little more optimistic about this one, but I really think this ride would be a very good fit for the park, because I'm still not a huge fan of the park's flat ride collection. I could also see a redo of the kiddie area, because our kiddie area is very small and it could use some TLC. Heading across the border, we have Laurent. I'm not expecting a whole lot after the pair, but I'll go with some family rides because most of their additions over the past 5 years have been more thrilling rides, so it makes sense for a more family oriented addition. I think they'll get some smaller rides from Zamperla, but I'm not really sure what exactly they'll get. Now making our way down south, we have Six Flags America. This park was supposed to get a giant discovery, but that got pushed back to 2021. The park did get many improvements for 2020, like a fresh entrance gate and a revamp of Gotham City. I think the chain realizes the potential that this park has, with many giant cities surrounding it. I'm predicting a 4D free spin as their next major attraction. They probably wouldn't theme it to Joker, because they already have Joker's Jinx and that just got repainted, so I think they'll just get a generic theme. I could also see this park getting a small Raptor or RMC Roar, but I'm going to guess they'll get a free spin before that. Moving out west, we have Six Flags Great America. I'm going to predict that their next attraction will be a fun time Skyflyer. I was in between this and a giant discovery, but I sided with the Skyflyer because they already have a similar ride to a giant discovery with Revolution. However, Six Flags had a similar situation with New England, and they still put a giant discovery in anyway, so that could still be on the table. Next up, we have Six Flags St. Louis. This one is pretty tough because I don't really know if Six Flags will give a significant investment to this park if money ends up being really tight, but I'm going to predict a Zamperla Air Race for the park's next big addition. It seems reasonable because Six Flags has been working with Zamperla a lot, as I've already said, so why not add a cool flat ride at Six Flags St. Louis? I would really like to predict a Raptor or free spin, but I just don't know if the chain is going to be interested in investing in this park. However, it would not shock me at all if they got a new coaster. Moving on to Six Flags Over Texas, this park got the raw end of the deal because it looks like Six Flags gave them a mock power splash just to hold them over for another 3 to 4 years, so I don't think they'll be getting anything too big in the near future. I'm just going to predict some family rides for the park. The park's actually pretty filled up in terms of thrilling flat rides, and they just added a water coaster. So from a marketing standpoint, a water park edition wouldn't make too much sense. The final park is Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. I think Discovery Kingdom will get some family rides as their next edition. This park has been getting loaded with all the classic Six Flags flat rides and coasters, so I think they'll take a year off from the thrills, and they'll add something that families can enjoy. That's what I think could be coming to Six Flags parks in the next few years. There's obviously a lot of concern, but I think in a few years Six Flags will get back to their old ways. What do you think about the future of Six Flags additions? Did I get them right? Did I get them wrong? Leave all those thoughts down in the comments below. With that being said, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.